Good morning. I'm Forrest Hamilton. Over the next few glorious minutes, I'm going to give each of you a very special gift. When Brian asked me to come here and speak, I wondered, what can I give a room full of brilliant, motivated, passionate business owners and entrepreneurs like you? And then it hit me. While the majority of your friends and colleagues and my friends and colleagues are sitting on the couch right now, at home, watching TV, we chose a different path. You chose to invest your hard-earned money and take time from your families in an effort to better yourself. And that's where my gift to you comes in. It is going to exponentially increase your ability to absorb, comprehend, and implement the concepts that you came here to learn this weekend. But before we unwrap this early Christmas present together, let me answer the question that many of you are asking. Who is this guy? My name is Forrest Bentley Hamilton. My dad used to say, son, I can't give you much in the way of material things or money, but I gave you a name you can live up to. See, he delivered me when I was born in a 500, not 5,000, 500 square foot house that he had built onto the back of an old broken down logging truck. He and my mom raised me with no running water or electricity well into my teens. We raised chickens and rabbits and goats and pigs, and we lived off the land. Often we didn't even have a car, and we'd have to hitchhike just to get into town. But from years of working next to my hard-working dad and being constantly picked on for my impoverished clothing or delightful farm aroma, I developed an excellent work ethic and an intense competitive desire to prove that nobody was better than me. This burning desire to prove myself and to never be poor took me farther than anyone in my family had ever gone. I made over $100,000 by the time I was 23. I've never made less than that in the 12 years following. I'm now the assistant director of Universal Coin and Bullion, a $60 million a year industry leader in gold and silver investments. It seemed as though I'd accomplished every goal I had set forth for myself by the age of 30. Something was missing. I wasn't fulfilled. I was always tired, and I felt like I was constantly behind. My turning point came on a recent trip to Japan with 3 of my best friends, one of them who's in the audience here. We broke out our bucket lists, and I was shocked and appalled to realize that I had not accomplished a single one of the 80 things on my list. I thought to myself, how can this even be possible? I'm successful, I'm happy, but I haven't realized a single dream? And that's when it hit me. You see, my dreams were just dreams. They weren't goals, which meant they weren't real. I had accomplished many small, generalized goals, but I had no true fulfillment because I was not progressively realizing my worthy ideals. The problem was, I had amazing justifications of why my dreams were not even realistic. I dreamed of writing a book. I didn't have the time to write a book while I was working 12, 15 hours a day in the gold business and raising a family. I wanted to be a speaker to business people and to children. I was terrified of speaking in front of people, and I didn't have the time to take the courses necessary to overcome those fears. I wanted to learn how to manage my time better, but you guessed it, I didn't even have time to take a time management course. Any of those excuses sound familiar? I decided right then and there that I would stop looking at my bucket list and instantly selling myself on all the reasons that I could not accomplish them. So I took a page out of Brian's book. I circled one of the items on my list, and I made a genuine commitment to achieve it. And guys, that's when it happened. At 200 miles an hour on a bullet train near Tokyo, I had what Brian calls a superconscious flash. I had programmed a problem in my subconscious mind using my conscious mind, and the superconscious mind answered my question in full, perfect detail. It told me that the only way to overcome defeating subconscious thoughts is with positive conscious thoughts followed by specific and consistent action. Everything changed for me when I made that conscious decision to transition my dreams into specific goals and then do the work necessary to accomplish them. I had clarity and true specificity of purpose for the first time in my entire life. It was as though I went from using 10% of my brain to 90% in one instant. All of a sudden, pieces from all the books that I had read and audio CDs that I'd been listening to, they started coming back to me. So I picked up my iPhone, and I plugged in one of Brian's CDs that I'd been listening to for 15 years, and it was as though I had never heard it before. The concepts were clear, the direction was evident, and the application to my goal was instant. So by achieving clarity and consciously pushing the pause button on my brain's repeating song of dream-killing sabotage, I could finally hear and understand what Brian had been saying all these years. And that, my friends, is your gift. I call it the conscious pause method. If you will consciously choose to push the pause button on your thoughts of fear, doubt, and failure long enough to enter a state of total engagement, the seemingly hidden or even impossible answers become crystal clear. Sometimes it's not even that we're afraid or that we're actively doubting. We just haven't chosen focus yet. We've all experienced it. How many times have you realized halfway down the page of a book that you're reading that you don't remember a word of it because you were daydreaming? Or you're in one of those countless meetings that probably makes up 40% of your day, and you recognize you just missed the last 10 minutes thinking about what you were going to eat for lunch. Or even worse, you're giving a meeting to your employees and they're playing with their cell phones or staring off into space. How much more productivity could you have if you learned to harness this focus for you, your employees, and even your family? Imagine this. I'm sitting at my desk at home and I'm intently listening to a Brian Tracy audio CD when my gorgeous pregnant wife walks in and starts telling me something very important about General Hospital or Days of Our Lives. If I do not immediately press the pause button on Brian's CD, I'm in trouble. Not just because my wife's name is Stormy and she has the tendency to live up to the name, but because it's physically impossible to give both voices my full attention. See, that's how our minds work. We can only hold one thought at a time. We can only hear one voice at a time. If you will train yourself to consciously pause your mind when reading, listening, watching, your comprehension, retention, and problem solving will skyrocket. All the roadblocks that you're subconsciously creating before, they're stripped away, leaving only the proven truths and applicable meanings in the words that you're hearing. I've been actively practicing this conscious pause method with total engagement on my bucket list since February the 10th, 2011. Since then, I've achieved more of my dreams than in the last 35 years combined. To date, I've checked off 18 of the 80 items on my bucket list. That's over 20% in 7 months. Another 5 or 10 are going to be complete by the end of the year. I mentioned wanting to become an author earlier. And thanks to practicing this method and totally engaging in the guidance that Brian and others have provided, I now have a book being released October 7th. I signed another publishing contract last month to co-write a book with Brian Tracy, Ron LeGrand, the real estate guru, Robert Allen, multiple streams of income, Lee Steinberg, the real-life Jerry Maguire. I wanted to become a speaker. Now I'm a member of the National Speakers Association and a graduate with honors from Brian Tracy's Speaking Academy, which, on a side note, if your business ever puts you on stage, or you're in sales, or you just want to communicate better, you need to attend his Speaking Academy. But I graduated from there, and now look, I'm sharing the stage with Brian Tracy and John Osseroff, Lisa Sasevich, Brendan Burchard. I wanted to become a mentor, a business coach, and now I've recently released ForrestHamilton.com that allows me to do both. I'm now an owner of 5 small businesses, all in different fields. Heck, I even learned how to play the guitar. It felt great to check all of these things off my bucket list. But it's more than that. It's the absolute knowledge that I have total control of my life and my dreams. Side effects are amazing. I've doubled my income. I've repaired and strengthened business and personal relationships. Even though I'm accomplishing 10 times what I've ever accomplished, I now feel like I have more time than at any point in my life. I'm not bragging. I'm begging. I'm pleading with you to alter and accelerate your path to your dreams using these exact same techniques, because I know it'll work for you too. It's not too late to achieve your dreams. They will never become your reality though, unless you consciously turn them into goals and you start pouring your time and energy into them. Get clarity and specificity of purpose by circling one of your dreams on paper, making a commitment to accomplishing it, and then being disciplined enough to go and fight for it. By doing this, the rest of your life will benefit by this association of your total engagement. And remember, just push pause. Anytime you're in a position to intake information, utilize this conscious pause method on your thoughts and totally engage in whoever is speaking or writing. After all, would you rather listen to the song that you have playing in your mind that's gotten you exactly where you are, or the song that these experts are singing that can get you exactly where you want to be? Don't lament your past. Don't worry about your future. Just enjoy your present. It's the greatest gift you have. Thank you.